Thank you for ruining my life.
Ashley!
What did you do?
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
So it's April 1st, and I suppose it's time to do a March update video. Oh my gosh. So, first things first is, I want to mention Munchkin Modeling Man 72. He has Eggplane group build starting today, April. Alright, so it's during the month of April, so I'll leave a link to his sorry, Corona. No, tasing. Allergies. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel. So, yeah, Eggplane group build for one thing. Secondly, I'm thinking, so video game group build. I still, obviously, I have some video taken. I just haven't like compiled them to, you know, upload a new video or not. I have 2 projects going on with that. I don't know. Let's just. We started it. So Jairus and we started it back, I think, in June of last year. I'm just thinking maybe we'll just end it in June, maybe June 31st or whatever. Just an idea. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so golly, so how is everybody enjoying the apocalypse so far?
We are going to die!
The death toll is catastrophic.
Bring out your dead! Bring out your dead!
Yeah. So I do this kind of stuff just to annoy people, I guess. I'm really the biggest jerk you'll ever meet. So, I mean, like, this is Hitler, right? And then this is me. I'm like the biggest jerk in the world. So, speaking of being a jerk, I am kind of flippant, as you know, and I find it amusing coming up with ways to decrease my subscribers. Everybody wants more subscribers. I would like to have less subscribers because, you know, it would be nice if I could just kind of weed out a lot of bozos. And who knows that wrapping some Chinese food in a tortilla was going to do it. Wow, that was quite an interesting response I got. So I was at home. I was enjoying extended, like I had like 12 days off, and I was just at home with my daughter, and I decided to make a weird lunch and make a video of it just to have some fun. My message was to celebrate the Chinese virus. So why was that offensive? Was it because I was basically wanting to just celebrate time at home alone with my daughter?
How dare you?
Was it to celebrate just life itself? To just to celebrate health?
How dare you?
Or was it also to was it because that I wrapped some Chinese food into a burrito?
How dare you?
Or was it because I dared to call it the so-called Chinese virus?
How dare you?
Oh my gosh. That is racist. Holy crap. I mean, you got the Spanish flu. Now that's okay. The German measles. Now that's okay. Ebola, which is named after the river in Africa where it was supposedly identified. That's okay. But the Chinese virus, or the Wuhan virus, oh my gosh, you are going to hell if you say that word. The reason why people are saying that, okay, let's see what some of the stupid comments I've gotten about this video here. Alright, so Whippets200 said, "This is not the least bit funny. You ought to be ashamed." Okay. So my response was, oh look, the SJW shame culture has chimed in. Yeah. Oh, if you're really this upset over this thing, then why are you watching my videos, really? I mean, what the hell? And so if that wasn't bad enough, Guillaume Duvry said, because mentioning the virus that is spread over the world as a Chinese virus is completely racist. Well, you failed to capitalize the C in Chinese, so I think that's kind of racist too. What, are you saying that Chinese people are short? Is that what it is? Huh? That is nothing relevant to SJWs, it's common sense. So, again, just like the German measles and the Spanish flu, oh my gosh. And I added, good luck accusing someone who lives in Asia with an Asian family of being racist towards Asians. So, yeah, and I pointed out that all of the stupid TV puppets in the corporate media, they were calling it the Chinese flu, the Wuhan virus, until Trump said so, and then all of a sudden it became racist. And so he responds and says, oh, shortcuts. Okay, I'm sure your Chinese friends are very amused by this kind of humor. So, alright, actually, my aunt is Chinese, and she's not at all offended by the term Chinese virus because she knows that it came from China. Okay, so yeah, so after I got this message, I even emailed my aunt, and I asked her, what do you think about this, people using the term Chinese virus? So her family had actually fled the so-called Cultural Revolution in China, and Cultural Revolution, by that, what it really means, just murdering millions of people, because that's what communism is good at doing. They fled to Thailand, so she's she's trilingual. She speaks English, Chinese, and Thai, and she even speaks Mandarin. Well, the region she came from is like a lesser known dialect of Chinese, but so she can speak Mandarin as well. So yeah, she's pretty familiar with what's going on. She's not at all offended by this whatsoever, and she actually likes President Trump. So there you go. I think perhaps I'm just throwing this out here. Maybe it's racist for somebody to just assume that everybody with a certain ethnicity is going to fall in line lockstep with whatever your political ideologies are, to think that everybody's just going to agree with you just because of their ethnicity. Mr. Guillaume, you don't speak for Chinese people. I don't speak for Chinese people. Let's let them speak for themselves.
China is asshole!
And I think maybe that's probably the least racist route to take. Oh, and this is great, actually. Some people chimed in here. Media only calls it the coronavirus. He says that the Chinese CCP will get butthurt. Right? It's anti-communist, the Chinese Communist Party, to call it the Chinese virus, because they were accusing the United States Army of doing the virus. You know what? Maybe they're partly right. Maybe it was a virus that was developed by the U.S. Army, perhaps, as a biological warfare. But we're not the ones who released it. I'm pretty darn certain of that. Eugene Rodman chimes in and says, wrong and wrong again. There's nothing racist about calling a virus that comes from China a Chinese virus. This is simply the way the English language works. Get off the brainwash meds, please. So then later I posted a video about the stupid, exposing the hypocrisy of the corporate media and how they had been calling it the Chinese virus repeatedly, the Wuhan virus repeatedly, and then as soon as they had they heard Trump saying it, calling it as such, then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's a dog whistle, oh my gosh, it's racist. So get this, the response to that, this guy named Alan McGee said, that's because Trump is a racist. So I responded, says the man who didn't even watch the video displaying the hypocrisy. The media says it, fine. Trump says it, racist. If Trump is a racist, state your evidence of this now. Let's hear you regurgitate the corporate propaganda media talking points bile. Or can you think for yourself? Go. Did he respond? No. Never received a response.
Run, coward.
Alright, so what do I think about this this whole virus scare? Honestly, in the very beginning, I was fully prepared to accept the possibility that there really is no virus. Let's remind ourselves that the media has gone on and on about, like, for example, the gas attack in Syria, okay, and with all the kids with the frothing at the mouth and everything. I've even uploaded videos of them faking these attacks in Syria on this channel, okay? And then of course there was the so-called slaughter in Syria video that came out last was it like September or October or so, and it was actually they just cropped in to a video of like a live fire demonstration in Kentucky. And so they just cropped out the crowds of people watching it happen, and then they just kind of, just show all the tracers and stuff firing, and they're like, oh my gosh, people are dying in Syria. And that was, again, fake, right? So because I'm inclined to not believe anything that the stupid media says, I thought, you know what, maybe there's just a regular flu, and then they're just giving false positives as a reason to arrest people. Because something that happened last summer was there were these massive protests in the Wuhan area because they were not happy about an incinerator being built in their town. It was going to stink up the place. As you know, the whole Paris Treaty stuff gives China and India complete passes, and they can pollute all they want. Okay, and I've said this before many times. The reason why you can't see across town on a sunny day in a major Chinese city, it's not because of carbon dioxide molecules, it's not because of global warming, it's because they just junk up the air too much, because they get a pass. They don't get any sort of punishment for what they've done to the environment. I would say I'm far more of an environmentalist in that respect. You should have clean air. They should have the technology. There's this, this is the 21st century. There's no excuse for that. But they get away with it. They were going to try to get away with it. In Wuhan, people rose up. They took the streets. Did we hear about that in the media? No, we did not. Of course, we heard about the Hong Kong protests. That got lots of coverage. Well, we didn't get very much coverage, except for some, like here's a article in the BBC was talking about this. We didn't really hear much about this whatsoever, okay? Then, look what else had been happening, okay? So like last summer, in July of 2019, the whole Mueller thing, we got to see him piss down his pant legs, and when that was a big bust, then trying to put pressure on North Korea to once again fire missiles to distract. So what's been going on? You have all of these investigations into political corruption. We have the Ukraine and Joe Biden and his setting up his son to make tons of money. The guy's a total. The guy is he's a cokehead, right, or whatever drugs he's been doing. He got kicked out of the military. He doesn't know shit about crap, but because of his father, being the vice president of the United States, he got this cushy position on the board of directors or whatever it was on this. What are they called? I don't know. I forget. This energy company in the Ukraine, and as well as in China. So China knows that they've got Biden in their back pocket, and look what happened. Very, very predictably, we have who probably should be the front runner is good old Comrade Bernie. He probably should, because he seems to be the only one who has any sort of following. Joe Biden, he can't even fill up half of a school gymnasium with his little rallies that he does. Bernie at least has like somewhat sort of an authentic following. Okay, now the reason why I'm getting into the politics and stuff is this directly relates. What happened in January? The whole impeachment thing failed. Okay, so China knows that if they can get rid of Trump, then they are good to go. So Trump had signed a historic farming bill, or whatever, trade deal with China, and in order for agriculture and stuff. Honestly, I don't care about American agriculture as long as GMOs are continued to be raised on U.S. soil. I don't care. I mean, if the president really truly cared about farmers, then he would get rid of GMOs and get rid of the glyphosates, because that is causing cancer. So anybody who just accuses me of just being 100% Trump all the time, no, I do have some serious issues with some things that goes on. So sorry for boring anybody. Okay, I have good reasons for bringing all this up. Okay, so China is kind of like, oh crap, we're not going to get rid of him. Of course, all the Democrats like Dianne Feinstein, they're like, oh crap, we can't get rid of him. What happens? Look.
I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist. I like data. I like real objective facts. I like ones and zeros. But there's something a little funny about this coronavirus. And we talked about this yesterday, the fact that normally viruses affect the very young, the immunocompromised, the elderly. And, you know, what's interesting is this one doesn't tend to affect the young much at all. In fact, these immune systems that are very immature, they don't have all the antibodies and all the other components that they need to fight the viruses, the bacteria, the funguses. But they're actually doing okay with this virus, almost like it's been modified to do this, okay? Maybe we're supposed to just believe it just happened by chance. But then also interesting about this virus is normally it takes, by the time your mucous membranes are already swelling up from the virus and we're getting all these symptoms of congestion and cold and cough, you know, that's when finally we have a high enough viral load that you can be contagious. This one, you're actually very contagious early. I think the gap was almost like 5 days, last I heard. So it's made for rapid spread. It's made to only affect people that are more disabled or immunocompromised and elderly. In other words, the people that are less likely to contribute to a society. The people that, if you were concerned about population control, that aren't really contributing as much, in fact, are more of a burden, if you would say, on the different parts of a healthcare system and other support systems. Also interesting, China's a very large country, okay, north to south, about 3,400 miles. About 3,250 miles east to west. And in this mammoth-sized country, right here sits Wuhan, where the outbreak was. Well, isn't it interesting that the actual Wuhan Institute, the virology, Virus Research Institute, is like right here. And right here, only 20 miles apart, is the fish market. So this mammoth country, there's the fish market where it was found the first time. There's the Institute for Virus Research. Boy, the chances are just incredible. Now, maybe, again, I'm not a bunch of conspiracy theorists and I'm just making too much of this, but I want to see what y'all think about this.
I totally love this. I love how everybody is just saying, oh, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but you've been hearing that ever since Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. It's great. People are waking up to what is happening. At what else is in Wuhan? There's a biosafety level 4 laboratory, Wuhan Institute of Virology, China. Okay, now this article here is the Pharma Industry Review, and it even mentions about how the Wuhan National Biosafety Level 4 Lab location, guess where it is? It is in Wuhan. That's why they call it the Wuhan National Biosafety Level 4 Lab. All right, the new coronavirus outbreak. According to this article, Huang Yangling, a postgraduate student of the Wuhan Institute of Virology of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, was the first patient zero infected with the Wuhan pneumonia and began to spread the virus. However, researchers at the virus laboratory denied these claims. Oh, of course. I'm sure they're totally telling the truth. Oh, and guess what? The claim was debunked as a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory. There's no such thing as conspiracies. By the Washington Post, which, of course, as we all know, is a rock-solid bastion of journalistic integrity. Is it not? Of course it is. Shut up. If you do believe that, then you are a conspiracy theorist, and you should be silenced. Alright, so we got this coronavirus now, which apparently originated from this bio lab located in Wuhan. It's not from some bats or anything like that, even though I have to admit I have seen videos on Twitter. I saw a Chinese guy, he had like a dead rat, not even cooked, and he bit its head off. It was just the most disgusting thing ever. It is totally disgusting. Totally disgusting. Now, I'm sure I eat stuff here in Japan that some people would think is disgusting. But I'm not eating dead rats, that's for sure. That is just terrible. So, we got protests, okay? We have Trump being a real thorn in China's side. We have this Institute of Virology, and it all is focused around Wuhan, China. Now, I would like to introduce you to Occam's Razor, okay? So, Occam's Razor, check this out, it's on Wikipedia. Occam's Razor, basically, you don't have to get into the whole philosophy. TLDR, it just means the simplest solution is most likely the right one. So you could just discount everything as just coincidence after coincidence, or you could actually see that there is a correlation between these events, and that is the simplest answer. And perhaps you might have to just kind of shed some biases and expand your thinking in order to accept certain outcomes, okay? So, you know, if you look at Occam's Razor, you can see what is going on with this stuff here, okay? So, what has happened? Now, okay, not only do we have this Institute of Virology, but check this out. Look at this article. This is on the United States Department of Justice. Harvard University professor and 2 Chinese nationals charged in 3 separate China-related cases. Oh my gosh. Check out this Dr. Charles Lieber. Unbeknownst to the Harvard University, beginning in 2011, Lieber became a strategic scientist at Wuhan University of Technology in China and was a contractual participant in China's 1,000 Talents Plan from in or about 2012 to 2017. Okay. Just go ahead and just read this. Basically, these people, you know, there's some treason going on here. Some people are selling out their country to China, and it's not just somebody at the university, but of course it's also politicians as well. Like Dianne Feinstein. Oh, gee, I didn't know that this person who working for me was a Chinese spy. Oh, come on, I don't buy it whatsoever. These people are in China's pockets, okay? This is what political corruption is. That is what is being hammered down, and that's why a lot of people are really upset, okay? So, what is happening now? They're ending these POTUS rallies where you have like just tens of thousands of people showing up to see the president, and they're not going down in numbers. His popularity is increasing. He went to India, and like that huge, gigantic stadium, just full of people, all those Indians, and apparently none of them have gotten the memo that Trump is a big racist and he hates everybody who's not white, apparently. Big big rally. Okay, so what has this virus done? It shut down his rallies, and it's fortunately for Biden, it's gotten off. He's gotten off the hook because he can't have rallies because nobody shows up to him, and he can't even stay on track with whatever he's talking about. The guy has dementia. I really don't even know if he even wants to be president. He just wants to just sniff kids and feel little kids up and such. The guy's a total child molester, okay? So you have all these things pointing towards, something's going on. Something is definitely going on. So then this, Biden's off the hook. He doesn't have to show up in public and talking about kids feeling up his leg hairs and weird shit like that, okay? And then he doesn't have to go on the stage and debate, okay? So the DNC, as I knew already, they were not going to let Bernie Sanders get the nomination. They're going to just try to shut him down as much as they can, okay? So, and what else is happening? Hillary Clinton is in the hot spot again. Okay, so we have all these things going on right now, and so for me, when the news on Tom Hanks when that broke, I'm like, there's something going on. There is something going on. Who the hell will go to Australia? Okay, they do make a lot of movies in Australia. That's actually like where I was in the Gold Coast. They have a Warner Brothers. They film movies in Gold Coast. I think like Thor and whatever movie that was, Thor Ragnarok or whatever. Some of it was filmed there. Okay, so I'm sure there's reasons for movie stars to be in Australia, but if you're going to Australia to film a movie, why would you take an old Corona typewriter? Okay, like the old ka-chink, ka-chink, chink, chink type of typewriter. Who even has a typewriter anymore? And a Corona typewriter for that? And then why he would just take a picture of that? Kind of strange. And then Madonna has a Corona typewriter, and she's taking videos of herself. There's something really weird. You're watching these celebrities having these total meltdowns on social media, and there's something you should know about coded language. Stuff what they're talking about. Oh, I can't find flowers, for example. It's like, who can't? What? Why? Who cannot find flowers? I mean, you can order them off the internet. What are you even talking about? Coded messages. And if you say, oh well, Greg, you don't know what you're talking about, there is no such thing as coded messages. I just this past week I uploaded a video about the Charmella instant ramen noodles. That whole video, in case I have to spell it out for you, that video was not about ramen noodles. That video was about the whistleblower for the whole Ukrainian the phone call, that CIA stooge. I named him in the video, his first and last name, just to see if it would get through the censor algorithm on YouTube, because people have had their videos shut down just for even mentioning the guy's name. I wanted to test that out, see if I can get it through the algorithm, just for the hell of it. So that whole video was a coded message, and if you didn't catch on to it, you thought I was actually talking about noodles, then fine, whatever. So what is going on? What is going on? We have a virus that apparently is not as deadly as the regular flu. Okay, and the regular flu has claimed like just hundreds of thousands of lives every year. Like this past flu season alone, the WuFlu isn't even coming close to it. So what's going on? Why does it seem like everybody is overreacting? Why are they locking down everything? Well, all I can say is, for those of us who have been following Q, there is something very exciting going on. That if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'd really have a hunch that things are going to escalate, and then things are going to just kind of taper off really, really quickly. If you want to do like mass arrests, if you want to get rid of a whole bunch of bad people, this is the way to do it. you would have I mean, apparently China did that as well. They introduced this virus into Wuhan, so they can probably, most likely, arrest a whole bunch of protesters and anti-government agitators and such. I would imagine a lot of the people who died were not actually sick in China. They used this as an excuse to round people up. We saw videos of perfectly healthy people getting chased down by the police in China. Yeah, something was going on there. So I think what it seems to be is that the president is doing the exact same thing in America. Now, what does it mean that Hillary and her husband are they going to be arrested? I don't think so. Is Obama and his husband going to be arrested? No, I don't think so. But a lot of these smaller people are going to be arrested and have already been arrested. Already we've seen like 750 and like another few hundred after that. Mexican cartels, the people have been arrested. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. We have the National Guard being called in to lock down certain states, certain cities. We have visuals of ospreys hovering over Hollywood Hills. There's something going on, and I think that people are going to be waking up to a lot of stuff. People think I'm crazy because I mention this kind of stuff, but yeah. Tom Hanks is not who you think he is. Of course, I love his movies, but he has been outed as a pedophile by several people, and so some people have been killed as a result. These people, these celebrities, people just elevate them to they must be good people because we enjoy their movies. I personally don't know the man, so how, or you don't know him either, so therefore why would you demand that, oh well, no, there's no way he can be involved with child sex trafficking and that kind of stuff. Sorry. I do have a really strong hunch, and I can't say 100%, accuse him, but if you look at the pictures that he posts on social media with like, oh boy, a little baby pacifier is found in the dirt. Gee, some baby's going to be sad about this. Or some child's shoe on the side of the road. Oh no, some kid lost their shoe. Who takes pictures of this stuff? What kind of weird hobby is that? That is just completely bizarre. It is a very widely known fact that Hollywood is rife with pedophiles. So many have turned out to be pedophiles. You look at Kevin Spacey, okay, you look at Weinstein. Look at the company that these people keep. Do they know that Weinstein was a rapist? Yeah, everybody knew that. Everybody knew that. And they even had jokes about him. They had jokes about Kevin Spacey on the Family Guy show. People knew what was going on. They said nothing. But when he was finally outed, then all of a sudden, oh, me too, me too. Well, now we have a new Me Too movement, but it's like a coronavirus Me Too. Oh, I have it too, I have it too. It's like, come on. What the hell is going on here? You got to think about these things. This is not a deadly virus by any stretch. I mean, yeah, it is certainly serious, apparently, but it's not. People are not dropping like flies. So at the very least, you can look at this whole Hollywood narrative. It's, of course, immediately they're anti-Trump, of course. So the impeachment failed. Of course the Mueller thing failed before that. So the Hollywood narrative, this has also failed. People don't care about what these people have to say. It's just all about politics. Sorry for the long rant, but what is this whole thing all about? I think that they are probably taking out, or if not completely, it's still going on, but some bad people are going to be taken out. I can imagine we will be seeing suicides, perhaps. Maybe even some blackouts, media blackouts. Let's just wait and see. If I'm wrong, fine, I'm wrong. But evidence is, to me, in my eyes, I think something is pointing to something much, much bigger than just some people getting the sniffles and such. So let's not forget about the Wuhan laboratory. So what is happening here in Japan? There's no lockdown. One celebrity death. There was a man named Ken Shimura. This, he's in his 70s. He's the only Japanese comedian who really made me laugh. I really liked his shows. He would have these specials on TV. The guy was hilarious. The guy was a genius. I really liked, a genius, but he was pretty funny as hell, I think. And Japanese comedians just really don't do it for me. I've watched a lot of funny anime and stuff, but that's different, apparently. Stuff you see on TV, it's just like, you guys are just stupid. It's totally stupid. It's dumb. Most of them are just one-trick ponies. And what I mean by that, if you remember, like, Billy Crystal with his, like, you look marvelous. You remember in the whole, like, the late 80s and such? He had to repeat that over and over again. Now, I guess he gets jobs just doing, Disney voice acting and stuff, but he's pretty much forgotten about, more or less. But yeah, that's what I mean. It's like they have like a tagline, or they just do something funny, and then eventually you just kind of get tired of them, and they disappear off the public radar. But this guy who died, he's been around for a very long time, really funny guy, and he died just a couple days ago. So check out this tweet by Malik Obama, who is actually not a really huge fan of his supposed brother Barack Obama, but here he goes. He's putting this out here: quarantine or mass arrests? Interesting. Well, why would we think that? Well, check this out. Look at this. This soldier was spotted on the Comfort ship. And what's a soldier doing there? I thought it was supposed to be a hospital. Look where that boat is parked. It's on Pier 90, just down the street from the Clinton Foundation. Is something going on? I don't know. You tell me. But look, the coronavirus death toll. And of course, this is an old picture already. It's already outdated. But 3,000 or so. Seasonal flu death toll 87,000. We don't hear about the flu. If the media really focused on the flu as much as they would the coronavirus, people would be really, really scared. I mean, heck, look at this. It's crazy. So I realize that there are people who watch these videos who do not like the president. That's fine. But you think about what is shaping your opinions. The corporate media, what did they say? They said that the economy would totally crash as soon as he was inaugurated. The exact opposite happened. They told you that the whole Russia conspiracy thing was real. That was proven to be false. They said that he was going to start a war in Syria. That did not happen. He'd start a war with Iran. That did not happen. Start a war with North Korea. That also did not happen. They had said that that the whole Stormy Daniels thing was real. No, she actually ended up having to pay the president and for what happened. So you got to realize, maybe some of your opinions are just being formed by a media that is completely obsessed with tearing down one person, and it still continues to this day. What is going on with the WuFlu? Well, they are saying that this is all his fault, and they are excited that the economy is on rocky ground right now. They're excited that people are dying. These people do not really have the world's best interest. They only care about what's in their own best interest, and this is why the mass media is definitely the enemy to the public. The media sucks. Okay, so just tune it off. Don't worry about it. This, of course, just if you're healthy, celebrate your health. Viking Modeler, he said his father has this, the WuFlu, and he says that his father is doing okay. I guess it's case by case. There was a report that said 99% of the fatalities are people who have had pre-existing conditions. So of course, you know, if you hear like that 1% of someone, oh well, this guy was only in his 30s and he died or whatever, and he was in perfect health, well, yeah, that might also happen, but statistically it's mostly it's weeding out. So people who are in poor health, of course they need to be careful, but again, this whole chloroquine thing, okay, it has been shown to be extremely effective. What has happened though, like Giuliani, he had posted this on Twitter, he had that taken down, saying it violates what? Violation of what? You're posting scientific research on the effectiveness of a drug. That is not hate speech or anything like that that would require, you know, action like that. That is total BS. So it is a drug that is used to treat malaria. It's a drug that's been around for decades. The patent has expired. It's cheap and easy to make. If it works, then it works. But no, what happens? Some crazy woman, she gave her husband some fish tank cleaner and it poisoned him to death. And then, oh well, then this is the reason why. No, it's not. What the hell? They take one thing and then they go with it, and it's completely dishonest. Another thing was this whole chlorine? Oh shoot, what is it? Chlorine dioxide. People are using that for health benefits. What does the media do? Oh, parents are making their kids drink bleach. It's not bleach. Just because it has the chlorine molecule in it doesn't mean it's bleach. That is completely dishonest. It's like sodium chloride. Oh, it's bleach. No, sodium chloride is table salt. Learn some chemistry, okay? It's not a big deal. So, but this is what the media does. Takes one little thing and it goes with it completely in a different direction in order to try to twist your opinion on something. Don't believe it. So to recap: 1. Protests in Wuhan. Possibly this virus is used against these people, or through gross negligence, this virus got out to the public. 2. The virus is conveniently being used against basically the entire world, but if it was used to as a cover for rounding up people in Wuhan, then that is a plausible cover story. The virus is being used politically in the United States as, you know, basically as a political weapon, I suppose. It's good for Biden, who's a total kid sniffer, and bad for Trump. This even mentioning this chloroquine is getting people in trouble, which of course, you know, it's an old proven drug. No longer is it. There's no patents for it, so then therefore it's not beneficial for the, you know, big pharma, because they can't make tons of money off of it. So even though there is really good evidence to say that this is going to work very well and it's very effective against this virus, this is being suppressed by politicians and social media corporations alike. Yeah. So thanks, corporate America. Additionally, however, and like kind of like a jiu-jitsu move, this is being used to Trump's advantage, because with all the people out, you know, if they get everybody off the streets, get everybody out of bars and restaurants and stadiums where a lot of these or especially schools, where of course there's always these mass shootings and bombings and such, get all those people out of the way while the stuff goes down. So why do I mention this stuff? Well, look at this book here. This is Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. This book was published in copyright 1991. 1991, okay? I'm going to read page 224. For many years, the secret government has been importing drugs and selling them to people, mainly the poor and minorities. Social welfare programs were put into place to create a dependent, non-working element in our society. this is pretty much obvious to everybody by now, I imagine. The government then began to remove these programs to force people into criminal class that did not exist in the 50s and 60s. Now listen here. The government encouraged the manufacture and importation of military firearms for the criminals to use. This is intended to foster a feeling of insecurity, which would lead the American people to voluntarily disarm themselves by passing laws against firearms. Using drugs and hypnosis on mental patients in a process called Orion, the CIA inculcated the desire in these people to open fire on schoolyards and thus inflame the anti-gun lobby. This plan is well underway and so far is working perfectly. The middle class is begging the government to do away with the Second Amendment. Interesting. What he was just referring to was like again, goes back. I've mentioned this on the channel many times before. Operation Paperclip, look into it. MK Ultra, look into it. Hypnosis is a real thing. This is the author's note. Blah blah blah. The shooters were all ex-mental patients or were current mental patients who were all on the drug Prozac, antidepressants, CIA experimental mind control programs. This is what is known as the so-called deep state. The deep state is not just about Republican or Democrat or anything like that. It goes far beyond that kind of stuff, okay? This is really heavy stuff. I bought this book, I think maybe close to a year ago, and it's kind of a real scary book. But again, this is written in 1991. This is way before the Columbine shooting happened, where those kids on Prozac or whatever antidepressants. It's funny. It's something that's supposed to like make you not depressed ends up like making you either suicidal or homicidal. Go figure. Weird, right? But as Q has mentioned before, there's always these therapists involved, and there's always therapists, and they're always something's weird about what's going on. So whenever there is all these mass shootings and such, quite often it is a deliberate, what you would call a false flag, to divert the news pattern towards something else, away from the bad news, especially when it comes to like people like Hillary Clinton and such. Right, the first time she had to go and testify on Benghazi, and that's when we got Sandy Hook. Crazy stuff. Now, this is, of course, this is one of those crazy, ooh, you're a conspiracy theorist for even paying attention to this kind of stuff. Look, this article here, this is on military.com. Army is spending $500 million to train soldiers to fight underground. U.S. Army leaders say the next war will be fought in mega cities. But the service has embarked on an ambitious effort to prepare most of its combat brigades to fight, not inside, but beneath them. Well, isn't that interesting? Large-scale subterranean facilities that they've been trying to fight in. Okay, so this means fighting in the dark, fighting with low oxygen levels and such like that, fighting in close quarters and such. Well, isn't that interesting? Breach heavy obstacles and attack enemy forces in underground mazes ranging from confined corridors to tunnels as wide as residential streets. Soldiers will need new equipment and training to operate in conditions such as complete darkness, bad air, and lack of cover from enemy fire in areas that challenge standard Army communications equipment. Well, that's kind of strange. Well, what's going on here? Oh, and here you pay attention that Trump has been ramping up Guantanamo Bay like crazy. He has really been building it up big time. Why would he be doing that? I don't know. I don't know. This QAnon is a bunch of crap. I don't know. It's we can't believe it, right? Well, so check this out. This again, the cartels. All right. So, of course, this even goes back to Afghanistan. Did we really go into Afghanistan because that there was overwhelming evidence that Afghanistan was controlling terrorists to fly airplanes into? No, had nothing to do with it. Afghanistan, Bin Laden, no, where was he? He was in Pakistan or whatever, supposedly. Yeah, so Afghanistan is known for its poppy fields, okay? Poppy fields, of course, is where they get heroin, and guess what funds so much evil in this world is drugs. Check out this article here. San Diego Tunnel Task Force uncovers sophisticated cross-border drug tunnel under the U.S.-Mexico border. Oh my cow. Federal agents on the San Diego Tunnel Task Force uncovered a sophisticated drug smuggling tunnel on Thursday, March 19th, which extends under the United States-Mexico border to a warehouse in a commercial complex in the Otay Mesa area of San Diego. The discovery of the tunnel resulted from an ongoing investigation by members on the San Diego Tunnel Task Force, which include U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Homeland Security Investigations, U.S. Border Patrol, the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, and the United States Attorney's Office. So inside this tunnel, they even found like little railroads and stuff like that. Extremely sophisticated stuff. Very, very interesting. And, you know, guess what? Drugs are not the only thing that is being smuggled into the United States. Think of human trafficking, child trafficking. This is real stuff here, okay, guys? Hopefully you're following along with me. So, what's also very interesting is that somebody had tried to ram a train locomotive into the ship that's at Los Angeles Harbor. Well, isn't that interesting? But tunnels? Human trafficking? Well, that just seems a little bit too far-fetched. I mean, I could imagine drugs, but human trafficking? Oh, no. I just can't think of that. Nah. Look at this article here. The secret Playboy Mansion tunnels that led to the Hollywood's homes of celebrity Casanovas. Oh my. Here we go. This is human trafficking, and this is like... Playboy has even released this stuff. Okay, the editorial staff at Playboy.com recently revealed that they have discovered a bunch of dusty old blueprints, plans, and photographs in an unfinished basement area of the Playboy Mansion. And again, Hugh Hefner, Playboy Mansion, do you really think that Epstein's Island was the only place for underage sex trafficking? I don't think so. It unveils a network of underground tunnels that allegedly once linked Hefner's notorious bachelor's pad to the homes of Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, Kirk Douglas, and James Caan during the late 70s and 80s. Well, now, yeah, take a look at this article for yourself. It's very interesting. Up until now, Playboy journalists themselves have been kept in the dark about these secret tunnels, which is somewhat surprising since Playboy did begin first and foremost as an editorial magazine, and this, to say the least, is quite a scoop. Well, yeah. Sorry, Corona. Just kidding. Yeah. Secret tunnels to these Hollywood people, and also keep in mind that Washington D.C. is built on top of nothing but tunnels. It's just got a whole bunch. It's like an underground city underneath Washington D.C. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. All right, so that is enough ranting for now. Let me just switch gears and let's talk about some neat crap, stuff that I'm working on, as well as new acquisitions. For much of March, I didn't get anything until some orders came in at the very end of March, and then boom, I got a whole bunch of crap. So first, let me show you what I'm working on. Alright, first of all, this is waiting to be primed. Alright. So the Phantom here, this is just going to have to be, I need to prime it and then get started on the actual body painting. The Eagle, the F-15 Eagle is, it's clear coat, it's gloss coat. I just need to start weathering it and making it look realistic. And then I should be done with that. The Tomcat is still kind of in limbo. All I really need to do is do the landing gear assemblies and then attach the missiles and such, and I should be done. Should be done pretty soon. I have been doing a lot of progress on the full back. Got the cockpit in there. That looks just totally cool. That looks really, really freaking cool. I'm going to see a video on that pretty soon, I hope. The intakes here, I'm still working on this, but this is coming along rather nicely. For the Eggplane group build, I am going to be busy with that. And the model kit that I'm going to be doing is this. This is in the second in the Egg Girls collection. This is Haku Rinfa. And she comes with the J15, which is basically just it's a Russian flanker, and with the resin figure, it's going to be super neato. I have also been busy doing the. Actually, I'm going to be doing two of the newer toolings of the Hasegawa RF4 Phantom. This is the this is the RF4E, and then this is the F4E Kai. So I did the cockpits on these, and that looks totally fantastic. I'm happy about that. Got so much crap going on. I have 4 P40 Warhawks, and I have gone over this with the aluminum. I painted this with the Tamiya lacquer paint. This is LP38 flat aluminum. That's what you see here. So I'm going to be hopefully coming up with a stencil to do the camo pattern on all 4 of those as well. The smaller one. Oh, here it is. This is the Hobby Boss P40 Warhawk. This is also good to go. And I just realized there's a kind of a mess right there. What the hell's going on with that? Dude, what the hell is that? How did that... what is that? I don't even know what that is. It's a big splorch right there. I'm going to have to try to remove that. I don't know what that is. It looks gross. But I primed over it. That's going to have to change. I don't know what that's going on with that. Anyhow, moving on. That 1/44th scale flanker is here. Actually, I showed the replacement cockpit last time, the last update video. I've put that in. I had to do some modifications, but I did get it to work in there. So that's going to look nice. I should have a video on that really soon, hopefully. And my Eggplane girl, the 12th scale Eggplane girl, she's coming along nicely. I've got the decals on her, and I'm almost done with her. The Mai Shiranui for the video game group build. She's coming along fairly nice. I've had to struggle because, unfortunately, like just masking tape. Now I've been peeling off the paint, so I had to like reprime her a few times to get her to work right. Golly, kind of a pain in the ass. So I think that's it. I have finished the Suzuki Hustler. This is done, so you're going to see a model build on that, the final video on that, fairly soon, I believe, in the month of April. And I'm also working on something else. It's been a shelf queen for quite a long time, and I know people are going to be interested in seeing that, so I'm going to keep that a secret. So let's do some recent model acquisitions. Okay, so I'm currently working on building this. This is the Revell flanker, the 1/144 scale. Now, as I mentioned before, it was lacking a cockpit detail and all that kind of stuff. My friends suggested, hey, dude, you should get their F-14 Tomcat kit. They actually have 2 of them. They have an F-14A and an F-14D Super Tomcat, so I picked up this kit, and I was just really impressed. So I got this, I had ordered it on Hobbylink Japan, because they can send away for stuff. It took a while, but they finally got it. Let me, there we go. Okay, so let's look inside. Alright, so this is my first time really looking at this. I opened up the bag already, as you can see, but yeah, so it's got a couple of sidewinders, it looks like. Okay, so you got the little missile bomb mounts on for the bottom, and these are the ones that go here. The missile racks on either side. So, because the F-14 Tomcat doesn't have missiles on the wings, the underside of the wings, because the wings sweep back and forth. So now, okay, here's more missiles. That's great. This is that little chin pod doohickey, whatever that's about. And the engine cans look pretty darn nice, I think. For their scale, certainly. It's pretty nice. Alright, now, this is the cockpit detail that is totally missing on the flanker one. Something else I noticed, that there's like this type of box, and then there's like this box where it says level 3. I think this is Germany. Revell, Germany. And then this is... I don't know. Maybe they just started doing their boxes differently, I guess. I don't know. Alright, so now this is the cockpit here. Here's the arrestor hook. Flight yoke. Okay. Where's the other flight yoke? There's supposed to be two. I only count one. Oh, the other one's kind of built in. I see how that works. Okay. So the seats are pretty basic, but, you know, whatever. I mean, for their size, who cares, I guess. And if you are really particular, then, you know, go ahead and get the resin. I think he found it on eBay, I guess. My friend Gary told me about this. Here are the consoles. That's cool. That is really cool. So it has the wing sweeping back and forth mechanism here. That is really great. That is really cool. It's got some nice detail inside the landing gear bays. That's great. More missiles. Oh, that is really great. That is super duper neato. Now, one thing I noticed, okay, so it gives you the option for two different Tomcats. And the one with the shark mouth here, check it out. You only have 2 of these stripes. You're supposed to have 4. It only has 2. So these go on the vertical, or the vertical stabilizers on the inside and the outside of each one, and you only get 2 of them. So they kind of forgot about that. But the other variant you can build has the proper stripes on there. Nevertheless, I mean, this is so cool. Okay, so look at this. Here are your decals for the instrumentation. You got, I don't know what these are, but these look like these are the stripes for the missiles and everything. That is just a lot of decals. That is great, especially compared to the flanker one I have, which has really minimal decals. So, golly. Yeah, really, really cool. So, U.S. Navy Persian Gulf, the Black Lions. Yeah, that's what this one is here. And the other ones, I think, what, the Grim Reapers? Yep, Grim Reapers. Oh! We get like 2 different Grim Reapers here. Check it out. Okay. So you got 163 and 164. They both have the shark mouth on them. That is interesting. Okay. Huh. And then you got the paint callouts, and it gives you the FS numbers here. Okay. Well, that is super duper neato. And you get the decals for the little steps or whatever they are, where you can walk on them. non-slip steps. And then yeah, you got the black lions. So yeah, this is really super cool. Really cool. I'm not going to start on it anytime soon. I do not plan to. Because I don't know, that flanker was just calling to me. It's like, build me. And I'm going to have a build video of that up fairly soon. And there is no parting line on there, so that is a good plus. I mean, considering how steep that is of a curve, a lot of times the steeper curve of the canopy, you might have a parting line. Well, that is super duper neato. Okay. There's a 1/44th scale F104J, or the DJ, or UF U104J, whatever. Starfighter A Cole, which means glory. You learn that word when you go to church in Japan. So yeah, so this is Mark 1 models, and they are a Czech company. Where does it say that? I saw it somewhere. Where does that say that? Oh, here we go. Yep, Czech Republic. 4pluspublications.com. Well, okay. Let's take a look inside. Alright, let's put this down. There we go. Dude, look at that. Look at this. Neat little bag. That's nice. Oh, now, this seems to be colored plastic. This is like gray. No, this is weird because this is just by itself. The other ones are wrapped in plastic. Okay. Kind of like a metallic gray plastic. There's the little canopy. So, check it out, guys. Alright, so here is the decal sheet. Looking rather nice. Look at all these different variations you can do. That is so frickin' neato mosquito. Got the consoles for the front and rear. No, the front and... wait. Rear? Front, rear? This is the front, rear, I guess. Okay. You got stripies and thingies and the Nippon Maru and all that kind of stuff. Hinamaru, I should say, I guess. Beautiful, guys. Look at that scorpion. That's pretty badass. Yeah, that's really cool, guys. Oh my gosh. So here are the different planes you can build. Zoom out. Okay, so this is 6 different variations. 6 different variations you can build. So this is the F104J. 3 of those. The DJ. 2 of those. Oh, sorry. 3 F104s. 1 UF104. That must be the... I'm guessing that might be the... Oh, actually, no. Yeah, so the DJ is the 2-seater variety, I guess. Okay, I'm getting it now. Beautiful, guys. That's so cool. So as far as detail goes, I would say it looks pretty cool. I mean, neat. Yeah. Interesting metallic gray plastic that they chose. Here's your engine can right there. Ah, neat. Oh my gosh, look at that cockpit. Here's your console, and it has raised detail on there, and I think that's pretty fantastic. Am I gonna be able to get that? Can you see that? Okay. Here is the, oh jeez. See, I hate it when they put the cockpit canopy in with the rest of the other plastic parts. I don't want it to get scuffed up or at all, but... Huh. Okay. That is nice. Oh. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so freaking cool. Guys. They give you two different, you can build two of them. It doesn't, where does it say that on the box here? You can build two kits. It doesn't say two kits included. It doesn't say that on there. But you can build two of them. Way to get down with your bad self. I've never really encountered Mark 1 models before, but yeah, this is cool. This is really cool. So it gives you decals for two different airplanes you can build. Freaking neato mosquito. Neat. Look at the instructions. Now let's look at the instructions. So here you get the painting, aluminum, as they say in the UK. What's up with that anyways, right? Do they spell it differently, or? I don't know, man. Well, that's what they say. UK people are weird. I'm teasing you. You guys are alright, I guess. Neat little seats. So it gives you the instructions for the DJ. Burnt metal, light gray inside. That's swanky. You'd have to do your research for some more specific colors, I guess. Hey, check it out, guys. Japanese. That's great. That's great. Well, it's a good thing that they had they wrote in Japanese, because this is a Japanese subject after all, right? Golly, well, gee, I get to build two of these things. What am I gonna do then? This is freaking cool, guys. That is cool. Next up is the Sega Saturn. This is by Bandai. And this is a 2/5 scale model kit of the Sega Saturn. And not only that, but the whole inner workings of the Saturn as well. Holy crap. Now, I did do those gashapon of the Mega Drive and the 32X and Mega CD, blah blah blah. Those are pretty awesome, but this is like like bigger and far more involved. This is really great. So it comes with stickers. Like, you can choose 3 different games. There's Virtua Fighter, Nights into Dreams, and Sakura Taisen 2. Holy crap. That is cool. And check this out. Alright, you can like totally take apart the controller here, right? And then right here it says painting sample. The forms of the internal boards have been faithfully recreated. Painting the boards will lead to even more realistic results. So if you want to paint all the chips and everything, you can do that. Oh my gosh. Oh my crap. Now they also have a PlayStation one, but I mean the Saturn. I mean, I bought a PlayStation before I bought a Saturn, but I'm just fonder of the Sega Saturn, I guess. I mean, when I was in college is when these consoles came out, and at the time I'm like, oh, Saturn sucks, it doesn't have any good games for it. And then I realized that, all of the great games were in Japan, and they had all the 2D shmups and everything. And I bought a Saturn at the ST key so that I can play imports. Now, right out of the box, I mean, the color is pretty great, I guess, unless, ooh, you know, I could do like the white Saturn, right? Because like I have a white Saturn. I think like the first generation Saturn is the gray one, right? So this is the HST 3200. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Alright, so here you have like the buttons. X, Y, Z. Oh, look at that. It's got like, all the capacitors and everything on there. Oh my cow, look at that. This is cool, guys. That'd be cool just to leave this unpainted so you get the nice plasticky look to it, right? I mean, I would say that's the best way to go, but who knows? So you get stickers, and in this case, stickers are just fine because that's kind of how the Saturn kind of is, I guess. Oh, wow. You get the controller here. Sega Saturn. Dudes. Oh my gosh. And here you have the disc. And here's the game controller wire. Nice. Nice. Here's your circuit board, the motherboard, and the CD drive. So there's little gears and everything for the laser. Oh my cow. Here's the controller ports. That's cool news, right? That's great. Now this is great. Okay, so most of the games they had maybe like 2 colors or some other schemes, or maybe 3, just like, you know, like a black and then a color, right? That's what you get with these, like black and pink on both of these, right? Few Saturn games actually had full color. Virtual Fighter was like that. I know, like Galaxy for All and Yuna was also like that. Here are the stickers to put on the back of the console. Oh, look at that! There's a sticker for the S video output. That's great. I don't know what that is. Maybe one of the ports. I don't know. Oh. Now look at that. Get a nice gloss semi. Yeah, it's like a translucent front there. That is really great. That's really cool. That's nice. So, yeah, that is really cool. I guess this is the inside of the controller here, and here is your the expansion port. This is where you put the memory card, or like the SNK games had a 1 megabyte upgrade cartridge. The Capcom games had a 4 megabyte upgrade cartridge. Some games you could use both. I think like the Cotton games, you can use both on there, I guess. I think. Can't remember. This is freaking neato, guys. This is so cool. Oh, that is so great. I've been looking forward to this since it was first announced, like last autumn, I believe. Neat. Plamax by Max Factory. This is Deedlit from Record of Lodoss War. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love Lodoss War. Alright, so I've already looked at this inside. Let's just pull this out, guys. This is really great. So this is my second or third. Well, I got the one of that porn star, but I started painting her. I kind Kind of lost track of that build. You'll probably see eventually a video of that. Alright, so you get a few different colors, but it's of course it's going to be best if you just paint it, of course. I mean, it has a picture of what it would look like if you just put the decals on her eyes and such. Not too bad, I guess, but go for the full effect. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is really interesting. She's kind of like, just kind of stuck together a little bit. So like the flesh color is on one runner. So yeah, so she's wearing panties, and apparently she's kind of got the whole butt floss thing going, which is pretty great. And yeah, so her tunic, her skirt is in 2 pieces. And there you have it. That's great. Now her eye decals. So she's got like a, I don't know what you would call that. It's not a tiara, but there's like something or other on her forehead. And she's got to be either looking to the left or to the right here. Yeah. Here you go. So you can just paint all these together. Just maybe like just paint her panties, I guess. And then snap her clothing. And I don't know if it would be good to try to paint that separately or what. I don't know. I was kind of actually hoping that it would be like you know, like a body, and then you just kind of put the pieces together, like, you know, her bottom, just kind of stick it up into the dress once you make it. But oh well, we'll see how that goes. Anyhow, yeah, it's got you instructions on what to do with the belt parts. That's interesting. Okay. Neat. Very cool. Yeah, she's got the blonde hair and the cream-colored skin. That is really great. Neat. This is cool. Oh my gosh. This is cool. Okay, so the 1/12 scale Eggplane Girls collection, number 7. This is Haku Rinfa. In a sexy China dress. Yay, let's look inside. Alright. So, sorry about the glare. Look at that. They did a really good job on this model here. So yeah, that's a nice satin finish to her dress there. That is really nice looking. Comes with decals for the dragons on her dress and everything. Isn't that nice? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And if you go to the Hasegawa's website, like an introduction to all these Eggplane Girls and which kits that they've been featured in, stuff like that. So anyhow, as always, you get this nice, cute pink heart bubble wrap. She's dead. Wrapped in plastic. No, she's not dead. Oh, golly. Look at that. Okay, so her arms will be a nice, you can paint them separately. Now, you do have to paint her cleavage, though, unfortunately. That is part of the main body. And you got the middle of her back, too, that has to be painted. Her flesh tone. Then masked off, and then proceed to do the rest of her dress. And kind of looks a little bit thin right there, actually. Oh, I guess it's okay, I guess. I just said guess twice. It's okay. I guess it's okay, I guess. Gosh, I'm a silly goofball. What is going on here? Is this something that needs to be sanded down, or is that just a slight imperfection in the casting? I don't know. See, there sure is her panties right there. You just have to just hand paint those. Go up there. Yay. So that's nice. Got a little bit of a flash there to take care of. So yeah, her arms and her hair and everything. So the back of her hair, you can paint there. And then she's got pigtails. Yeah, she's got the like in a little bun. She's got the little cute little buns in her hair and stuff with the pigtails. That's so cool. That is so cool. So yeah, there you have it. And you know, actually, Chinese girls, they don't shave their underarms. Maybe I could make a little modification to this kit so I can piss more people off. I don't know, it's just an idea. I got this package this morning. This is E2046, and I could never remember what they're called. So I call him Ed 209 because I could never remember. I don't know where this number comes from, but anyhow. So this was I decided spontaneously to get myself a birthday gift because my birthday was earlier in March, and yeah, I saw this. It was on super sale. The first time I saw it, I was kind of contemplating it, and then I didn't get it, and then it went off of sale, and I was like, oh no, that's no crap and stuff. And then it went back on sale again, and then yoink, I snagged it. Totally snagged it. So, okay, E2046, they do, I think they sell legitimate stuff too, but they also do like bootlegs of like different anime figures and stuff, like PVC figures. They'll recast them and such. And yeah, they are one of the better recasters. Just stay away from the Thai recasters, apparently. If you watch Leona's Workshop's videos, I would definitely recommend watching her stuff. She does really great figure kit builds and such. She highly recommends this company. And so this is it. This is Saber from Fate Extra, which is the PSP game. It's also a manga, and the anime is like really weird. The anime had nothing to do with the game. The manga was pretty much like the game, but I don't know. So anyhow, that's what she's gonna build up to look like. No, and then Ideals. That is nice. So here is the parts list to make sure you're not missing anything. Okay. Oh my cow. Alright, I'm gonna reposition this. Get it out of my face. That is an awesome sword. Look at that. Gosh. So we got this one casting injection right here to whittle away. Look at that. That is one big sword. That is so cool. Alright. Now, I'm guessing this was like a PVC, like a pre-painted PVC that they had recasted, and as a result, everything is in different pieces. You can paint her up, and she's made in such a way that you could just paint her in different pieces and then assemble her. So, like, here's her head, like the back of her hair. And then her torso, right there. Alright, so this is going to be red, her dress. And then her cleavage is right here. Right? And, like, what? This is like the small of her back, I imagine. So it should just kind of perfectly fit together. Apparently, from what I've been told, the fit on these figure kits are just really, really fantastic. Yes, I don't know if I want to open this up right now or just, you know, do it when the time comes. Oh my gosh. Alright, so now here's her flowing dress, which is really super cool. Now she's going to have like a gold trim on here, so that's probably best to be hand painted. And, oh, that's weird. It comes in colored Oh, I thought it was supposed to be clear. Well, okay. I guess I don't mind too much. It's supposed to be clear, but this has like a yellow tint to it for some reason. Well, then I guess that means I'm not going to bother painting it, I guess. I don't know. What I was thinking of doing is just doing a clear coat, just to frost it up, you know, do a matte coat. And, yeah, it's supposed to be clear, but, you know, I guess I don't care. I got this on super duper sale. So that is it. That is really cool stuff, guys. Alright, so let's look at some supplies I've gotten this month. Supplies! As far as supplies go, I picked up this. I ordered this off of Hobby Link Japan. And it was because actually I saw this at the Lobby 1 Yamada in Takasaki, and I didn't buy it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, 1.2 millimeters, I remember having a need for that, and it turns out that the F4 Phantom kit, actually, it has need for that. So it's got like holes for 1 millimeter and as well as 1.2 millimeters to mount the drop tanks. So yeah, so now I have a 1.2 millimeter, and isn't that great? Of course it is. What else? Got some of these. Another one of these. I had gotten the regular HIs, the Wave, but this is the Mini. And here we go. So these are even smaller than the other package that I had gotten. And what I want to do is add these as like camera lenses for the whatchamacallit, the F4, the RF4E Phantom that I'm making. These, it turns out they were a little bit too large. And but these ones are the right size. Isn't that nice? Of course it is. I also picked up this. This is Nano Aviation. These are the F15, F16. This is for the Aces 2 ejection seats in 48 scale. So, nice. Because actually some of the Hasegawa F15 I have. So the F16, actually the ejection seat's a little bit better, so that's what I'll be using this on. Picked up more of these little skewers with the alligator clips on them. Got this at my local hobby shop because, hey, you know, I'm always running out of these things. I picked up yet another one of these because the one I have is getting kind of low, and these are getting hard to find. And the Yamato kit, the Yamato paint set, both of them, neither of them are to be found anywhere. So maybe you might luck out, find one at a local hobby shop somewhere. They might have one tucked away. But yeah, so this one I lucked out. I got this, so that's nice. And picked up this from my Hobby Link Japan order that I had put in. Model Air Vallejo. So this is just regular white, and I'll just see how this goes, I guess. I've never really used any of these before, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, that's it for supplies this month. Not a whole lot, but there you go. Well, as you know, I am a big Hasegawa fanboy, and I definitely love Eggplanes. So, coming up in April, this is the Final Phantom. This is another double set, limited edition Eggplane, Phantom Eggplane set. So, this is really cool. I'm definitely looking forward to this, and I have a pre-order for this on Hobby Search. Also, I have a pre-order in for this. This is by Wave. You know, Wave makes those neat game arcade cabinets. I missed out on getting the Capcom one, but they're coming out with cave shmups. So this is the new Astro City model kit, and you can choose several different games. You know, it comes with one arcade cabinet, but you can do Mushihime-sama, Ketsui, Daijojo. What is this? Dononpachi Daijojo. Yeah, lots of different games you can choose from. It's really, really cool. So I have a pre-order for both of these kits in the month of April. Yay.
Yes. Questions.
So Boom B, interesting word, interesting name. And Boom B asks, what kind of glue did you use? This is on the old Italeri. It's funny because I get a lot more reviews on the Italeri than the Hasegawa, and I really need to get back to the Hasegawa Blackbird. But anyhow, just bought the same model of SR-71. Will super glue be the right choice? If anybody uses exclusively or mainly super glue, let me know, because I can't imagine super glue being a really good choice for at least, you know, polystyrene kits. I just don't get why people would think to use super glue. I'm sure this guy's probably a newbie, that's why he's asking me this question, but there you go. Okay, Jeffrey Sasquatch. This is the Bandai Super Star Destroyer, the 1/100,000th scale. Okay, 1/100,000,000. That is so incredibly stupid. $13 plus shipping for that. Right? Back in my day, plastic models always cost $1.25. It's not 1/1,000,000th, it's 100,000th, okay? Read. Jeez. I keep forgetting to plug Kodokuna Rider. This is a friend of mine when I lived in Shizuoka Prefecture. He's an Australian. He lives in Japan. So anybody who enjoys my videos, who, you know, in which I'm you know, driving around the countryside and such, check out his channel. He does a lot of, especially if you're into motorcycles, although that's not, you know, entirely all he does, but he does a lot of just driving around on his motorcycle and enjoying the scenery of Japan. So check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. Alright, so this video is going pretty long, but let me just cram a few things in here. Okay, so first of all, Charlie Kirk. Okay, it's my turn to rail against an obnoxious conservative. This guy is such a dick brain. Charlie Kirk promotes mass immigration to Japan. This is on theredelephants.com. Charlie Kirk believes Japan needs more entrepreneurial immigrants, as he is heard railing against Japanese immigration policy that in 2016 allowed only 26 refugees to settle into their country. Well, good, because most of these refugees are a bunch of frauds anyways. I would much rather not have rape gangs in Japan, thank you very much. I have a daughter to think for and take care of, okay? Kirk claims Japan is not too generous. Well, you know, screw you, Charlie Kirk. I swear, this guy, his face just gets smaller and smaller every time I see him. Charlie Kirk is an open borders advocate, and he is being embraced by this country's President Trump. Yeah, I really wish Trump would not give this guy the time of day. Charlie Kirk was a never Trumper. The guy was a total ass. He was spreading all sorts of false crap about Trump before the election, and then after the election he is an opportunist who just latched on to the MAGA movement, and his whole thing about he's the guy in charge of Turning Point USA, and he has kind of co-opted the whole phrase red pill as meaning, you know, swallowing the GOP, because, you know, red states, red signifies the Republican Party. No, being red pilled means that you realize that you've been lied to about everything your whole life. And that is what, just like in the movie The Matrix, Charlie Kirk, go screw yourself. You are a total dick brain. He's a lying, dog-faced pony soldier. Alright, check this out. Hillary Clinton, our double standard for women shows America's absolute misogyny. Shut up, bitch. Gosh. Okay. This is an article quoting. Now, this is on the European Union Times. I don't really know much about this website, but I just found this because this website actually published the quotes from Mel Gibson about Hollywood as a den of parasites who feast on the blood of kids. This, of course, you're not going to hear this on the nightly news, okay? But really, I don't think anybody should be doubting anymore that Hollywood is rife with pedophiles. There have been documentaries made about it. Actually, this Corey Feldman, I think he's kind of a bit of a fraud. He is basically, yeah, he's right about the pedophilia thing, but he's kind of just an opportunistic guy, and he's just kind of throwing this out just to make money off of it. He's not really a true truther. I mean, you look at Isaac Cappy and how he had outed the likes of Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. He was suicided for his remarks. So, back to Q. One last thing. You know, Alex Jones is going on and on against Q, saying that Q is just a psyop to make everybody placated and be inactive. The truth is he couldn't be further than the truth. The whole Q thing is basically they ask questions and they shed light on certain things that people might not normally think of. Okay, this is Trump's back channel to discuss more controversial things. Okay, it is the whole Q phenomenon is a collaborative research endeavor to get people to really wake up to see what is really going on. All Q has done is ask questions on an anonymous web forum and has left hints. The dishonest media shills push the narrative that Q is a LARP, and Alex Jones and InfoWars is included in that. And they want you to believe it's just somebody in his, some guy in his mom's basement. But if that is the case, there wouldn't be millions of Q followers across the world showing up in protests on the streets of Hong Kong, London, and Paris. If these butt puppets had the slightest shred of intellectual honesty, all they would have to do is ask Trump himself what Q is. If they are so sure that they are right, invite him onto their talk shows or their cable news TV shows and ask him the question if Q is real. They demanded that Trump disavow what's his name, the Klansman guy, David Duke, for endorsing him, even though David Duke didn't actually endorse him. So why don't they do the same thing? Hey, we have been spending millions of dollars to promote the idea that Q is a dangerous conspiracy. Why don't you spend any effort to distance yourself from this? They won't ask him that. They will not ask him that. They are a bunch of cowards.
Run, coward.
Q has already told us about stuff about Jeff Epstein and the NXIVM sex trafficking of children before that even made the news. And so many things, like even naming Rod Rosenstein's replacement a year before it happened. Right? Q had even left hints about the actual date of the finalization of Brexit. If they think Q is so fake, and they say that Q is so dangerous, wouldn't Trump want to distance himself from Q and not constantly retweet Q followers and make Q hand gestures during his speeches? Just ask Trump the question. Ask Trump to disavow Q. They won't, though, because they know if they did that, then Trump would then have to explain Q. And what would happen then? He would have to back up some of the more outrageous hints that Q has dropped. Explain how Angela Merkel is a descendant of Hitler. Explain what Project Looking Glass is. Explain Rachel Chandler's role in child procurement trafficking. Explain Maria Abramovich's true nature to her spirit cooking rituals and what it really entails. Explain how many politicians and celebrities worship Satan and are involved in human sacrifice. Explain what really happened inside Epstein's Island temple in the levels below ground. It goes beyond just having sex with teenage girls. Stuff that is far more gruesome and disgusting. So, they won't ask that. Trump... yeah. They're kind of begging the media to ask Trump, who is Q? But it's not going to happen. Well, I mean, eventually they might. I think they're going to have to eventually be forced to do so. But Alex Jones is he's kind of full of crap. Yeah, I have really endorsed InfoWars a lot on my channel, and you know I was glad to do so. There is a lot of really good news that you can be found from InfoWars, but at the same time though, like a lot of stuff that they do with InfoWars, all they do is they go around and they go to these Democrat rallies and such, and they shove cameras in people's faces, and then you see them go ree, and then you know the liberals they just act like typical shit libs. They look like total morons. They get all upset and pissed off, and then they start behaving like chimpanzees, and then the InfoWars people, they get assaulted physically, and you know. I think they kind of just do it on purpose. And this is something that Q has talked about, is like pitting people against each other. And that is exactly the opposite of what Q is all about. The typical Q slogan is, where we go one, we go all. And Trump has left hints to the whole where we go one, we go all thing as well on social media. I'm going to leave the video at that. Gosh, I could just go on and on. I mean, it would take a long time to cover Q, but there's a lot of channels that do that as well, much better than I do on a daily basis even. So anyhow, I'm going to end the video here. So thanks for watching, guys. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. So long, and thanks for all the fish. And where we go one, we go all. Bye.